Thank you very much, Prabhu. A very dedicated and voice-for young Singaporean. We need more Singaporeans like him. Now, I was just having a discussion with my friends. We talk politics all the time. And they asked me, hey Kwan, who are you going to vote for in the coming presidential elections? Well, I said, I have not decided whom I shall vote for, because there are a few. There are three very good, worthy gentlemen, and my decision will be very tough. But I have decided who not to vote for, and that is Tony Tan. In the mention of presidential candidates, I'm glad to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Tan Kim Lian, who has kindly decided to come and speak on our forum today. Now, my next speaker is Mr. Leong Hian. Mr. Leong is a very concerned Singaporean. He has written books on public issues, and he has contributed many ideas on public policies throughout the years. Ideas of his which I feel are worthy of consideration and are even better than what our government has come up with. I give you Mr. Leong Hian.
You know, Singapore is a very funny country. As I listened to the previous speaker, Prabhu, I couldn't help but be tickled when he was talking about Singaporeans first. You hear all this talk that Singaporeans should be first, insofar as students in the universities, and then there were statements made like, we need to closely monitor the number of foreign students in the universities. Now, this is not a new debate. For practically every year over the last maybe 10 years or so, this has been an ongoing debate. Singaporeans first, Singaporeans only. To me, the obvious question has never been asked about foreigners or Singaporeans in the universities. And that is, of the 3 public universities, in total, what percentage of the population are non-Singaporeans? If you don't ask this question, if you don't give this statistic, how to closely monitor? How to know who is first or second or third? I can give you an estimate. 20% of first-year admissions to the undergraduate programs is reserved for foreign students. And then you have PRs. So let's say you have another 20% PRs. In the second, third, or perhaps fourth year of undergraduate studies, my understanding is that some Singaporeans may transfer out, but the foreign students typically will stay put. So by the time the whole course is over, the percentage of non-Singaporeans, meaning foreigners and PRs in the undergraduate population, may be around 30 plus, 40. I've also been told that in the graduate studies, for the graduate students, about 3/4 are non-Singaporeans. If you add all that up, I don't know, maybe about 40% of the total university population are non-Singaporeans. You find me another country in the world that's so funny where you can find in the public universities 40% are non-Singaporeans. I mentioned Singapore is a funny country because in the morning when you read the news, sometimes you cannot help but laugh, you know. A few days ago, I woke up, I read the news, and I was really tickled because there was a report that the community development councils last quarter, compared to the same quarter last year, the number of Singaporean families seeking financial assistance increased by 34%. Almost every day I see the news, economy is good, jobs growing, wages going up. How is it that the number of needy Singaporean families applying for financial assistance can go up by 34% against the same quarter last year? Something must be wrong, right? One CDC said in June alone, the increase was 25%. The number of families applying last quarter, 14,000 plus. At this rate, 14,000 plus a quarter, 1 year maybe about 65,000. 65,000 needy families. If each one has an average of 4 person, you're looking at about 250,000 people. These are new applications. What about those who are currently already receiving financial assistance? If you add them together, how many people are finding it hard to make ends meet in Singapore? Now here's the funny part, because then he explained, the reason for this increase is increased awareness. You mean more people all of a sudden are aware that they are broke? Cannot be. The clearest indication is that there are more people who are in financial difficulty. Another reason given was, because we have this enhanced kindergarten and childcare scheme, so more people are applying. You ask all the people with children, when you want to apply for kindergarten or childcare scheme, where do you go? You go to the kindergarten or the childcare. Who goes to the CDC? The only reason why they go to CDC is because they need help in other things as well. Funny country, right? You see funny statistics, the explanation even more funny. And then sometimes it helps you to wake up in the morning, when you see the news. And then he went on to say, there's a new scheme. The new scheme is called Cash Up. In the Cash Up scheme, which was launched in April this year, the news report said, more needy families who go to CDC for help are signing up for Cash Up. So the scheme is, successful. So I was wondering, what is Cash Up? Cash stands for cultivate a savings habit. In this scheme, you are poor, you have no money, you are starving. You go to CDC, ask for assistance. They say, you sign up for this scheme, you save money. You are broke, how to save money? 9 months later, you save money, they top up $1 for every dollar that you have saved. Oh my God. I apologize. Yeah. I've been doing financial counseling for the needy for almost a decade. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Poor people come to seek help. You help them with a scheme that's called Cash Up to save money so that 9 months later, you give them dollar for dollar. There was an article that cited an example of a family that signed up. Listen to this one. Couple with 7 children. Wife not working. Husband working as odd job laborer, earns only about $800 a month. How do you survive with $800 to feed a family of 9? But this one is an ambassador for the scheme. They sign up for Cash Up. Now I tell you signing up is very easy, okay? Because just sign on the dotted line. 9 months later, I really wonder how many of these so-called, how do you help the people? How do you help poor people by asking them to save more money? They may die of starvation before they reach the 9 months.